What's up guys, Chris is the Games here. Today Chris is in Minecraft doing another Redstone tutorial for you. So yeah, what we're doing today is the redstone work for my subway station. If you haven't seen my SMP Let's Play on my channel, I'm doing a SMP with a bunch of guys. I'm making a subway system. Currently we have some platforms filled out and ready to go like this one, and then 4 more back there that pretty much here I'll show you. It pretty much takes the minecart, places it in depowered rail for about 4 seconds to allow someone to jump on or jump off of the minecart, and then sends it on its merry way. Before we do that, actually, I need to make sure that it's not going to continue. Right now I have these lines set up to go back to the working subway line, which I don't want to do. Okay, good, it's broken, because then it'll mess up with the current timing of the carts that are already there. So let me show you how this is done. Imagine we have a minecart coming in, and a person riding on it, or we don't. It just comes right in, and takes off by itself. You hear the little chime there for when it takes off, and this works with or without people pretty much all the time. There is one exception that I will list at the end of the video. So yeah, let's get started. First off, let me show you what it looks like when it's functioning. I have a creative world that I've already set up where I've tested the design many times, and it works just as well. So here we have our platform coming in. So you have our minecart going around. This is a very not compact version of it. So this is a visual glitch. It's actually right over here. Yeah, it's actually about 1 block earlier. But pretty much it comes around. We have the detector rail that tells us, hey, it's here. We have repeaters to set off to go for timing. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Come around for timing, and then that last one is higher pitched at 1 octave higher to say, hey, we're going now. Then this redstone feeds out to this little contraption that it pulls this rail off, pushes that block up, which pushes the minecart out, powers the rail, which gives the minecart power to go out, and then unpowers, puts the block down, and puts the rail back in place. All in one fell swoop. Let's look at it one more time from the back here. Now it's in the right spot. And that's it. So let's get to building this thing. The resources you're going to need are in this chest right up here. You're going to need at least 30 redstone, a detector rail, 2 powered rails, 4 sticky pistons, a redstone block, 14 repeaters, 4 no blocks, and 4 dirt. Let's get started. I have some extra cobble on me just in case you never know when you're going to need cobble, and a minecart on me for testing when we finish this. So first off, let's get our detector rails, our powered rails, our sticky pistons, and our redstone. This will be the first step in making this. I guess the very first step, of course, is to clear out the area you want to do. I failed to do that earlier. But this is so simple, so easy, so resource light to build that I'm going to build this in survival for you so that you can see how fast, how easy, how quick, and painless this is to build. We're going to dig back one more in this 4x4 square. I'm not destroying these 2 blocks because I don't want to lose what's on the signs. So what you want to do, figure out first which way your minecart's going to go. In this case, my minecart is going to the right, as you can see by that arrow. So you're going to want to place 2 unpowered rails where you want it to stop, and then we go 1 rail space and 1 rail detector rail. Alright, so now that in mind, you want to take the detector rail that's furthest from that, powered rail furthest from the detector rail, go underneath 2 blocks, and place a sticky piston facing up, and then with whatever block type you desire on top of that, then that right there, and you're good to go. Now we need to set up the part that takes this rail away, so put this over here, and we will put this sticky piston right up there with a block of redstone there. Let's get some space for it to clear out. So now we need to dig around. One more thing. Repeater, let's get our repeaters, and we'll set up the part that powers the rail. So right here, we'll just set that in. So now when this block goes down, this rail gets powered, And let's head around back and figure out the rest of this. So now when you run your redstone into here, you want to run your redstone into the block right above this piston with a redstone block. In this case, that'd be this block right here. So we'll leave a little path out for the redstone to run up. And let's do that right here. Just like that. Perfect. That'll be our output line. Let's dig under here now and get our detector rail output. That'll be right here. And that'll be our input. Now let's finish off the redstone back here. Under this piston that retracts the rail, you're going to want to put one more sticky piston, just like that. And then next to the head of that piston, which when it's extended, you're going to place a piece of redstone. And then behind it, you're going to replace a repeater. This repeater will power the piston that retracts this block. No, it pushes the block up. Yeah, pushes the block up after this is retracted. So if we test it out, you can see that when it's on, the rail gets powered, this gets pulled away, and this block goes up, pushing the minecart in the wrong direction, of course. And when we take it back, you can see it puts it back around. I have made this mistake at least 3 times on the 6 times I've built this station, having it completely backwards because I am great like that. So I actually literally just did that. If you go back to my SMP video, that's pretty recent, you'll see that I made that exact same mistake. I've been doing it exactly backwards. It's a real quick fix. However, I'll show you on camera right now that we just take that sticky piston, put it back in there, fill this back up. We're going to put this piece of redstone on here instead. I'm going to put our 2 unpowered rails back in place. You want to make sure that wherever the... Okay. Yes. Okay. So I take that back. The one closest to the detector rail is where you want to set all your materials. My voice is not faring well tonight. Did I already put that there? I think I did. Now you want to have your sticky piston, one coming out of here, and one coming right here, with a redstone block right there. Perfect. Then you want to have your repeater going into here to power this rail when it gets powered. Come back around, we'll put a sticky piston underneath here, that'll take this block, and then our repeater right inside there. Look how quick, simple, easy to make that is. That's the part 1 setup. Let's also make sure that we put this redstone where it should be, aka 1 block over. That way when we power this redstone line, it will just come right up and into there. Let's listen to it fire off real quick. There we go. That's all good to go. And retract. Perfect. Now the easy part, which is getting all the jukeboxes and timing set up. So pretty much you just want to dig a little hallway out here. 2x2 works fine. Or 2x2. 1x2 works too, but I'm just doing this to give me more space so I don't feel claustrophobic. Dig out a little bit more, and we'll call that good right there. Do I have any torches on me? I do not. No problem. So coming out of this detector rail here, you want to place a repeater, 3 repeaters going out. You could set these to 1 second timing. I like to keep it at full timing just to give more time from when the rail comes in. But if you want this to be exactly 1 second, you just put one of the repeaters at 2 ticks delay. But I don't. Then coming out of there, you'll have your redstone that goes straight into a... Where'd the jukeboxes go? I didn't collect those. Herpaderp. That goes straight into a jukebox. Right there. Jukebox. Right click once. There's your first note. Out of here we have 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So this is our first note. Now we do it in seconds timing, 1 second. So we have 10 ticks of delay, and we go just into there. Perfect. 1 right click. Now let's swing this back around. Yes, we have room to do it 2 blocks over. 1, 2. Let me get some torches real quick. It's going to be impossible for you to see on YouTube if I don't do that, despite me being able to see. Ah, no torches. No coal. I'll take this torch. There we go. And we'll run this line out. There we go. We'll have, here's a redstone. We'll have 1 redstone. And we'll just dig this straight out. Oop, my pick broke. I don't have a spare pick on me. Wow, way to be prepared, Chris. I'm gonna go make, I do have the materials for another one though, so no big sweat off of our back. Just gonna make a quick pickaxe real quick. And let's get back to working. So we have our, we're gonna come out of here. We go 4, 8, 10. And we'll just stay out here. Now it's important to remember that you have the jukebox 2 blocks away from your actual line, because if it's just right here, then it won't power correctly. We don't want the power to run into the jukebox. There we go. I believe we have 3. Yep, that makes 3. So our next one will be a high pitched, and this will go directly into this line here. Let's swing it around just like this. Perfect. Well, coming out of here, we'll go 4, 8, 10. And then this can go straight into here, where we'll put our last block. This will be an octave higher than the rest, so we have that bass note. Boom. There. And I'll run redstone into here. Then let's take a redstone output coming out of here and feed this into our output for the rail. If I don't get lost first. Here it is. That was relatively easy to find. And, oop, my bad. Important to remember, don't place a block directly on top of your jukebox, otherwise it will not play sound. And that wraps it up. Let's take a quick test listen to make sure it sounds right. I'm going to break these blocks here, but I'll leave this one, just so that we know that it goes properly. So I'll send a minecart out of here. This line loops around, so that's no problem. We'll send it through there, and it should loop back around. And there you go. It's off on its merry way to wherever you need it to go. So yes, that wraps it up, folks. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this episode, please consider leaving a like and dropping a comment. If you think of any ways I can improve this design, please don't hesitate to let me know. I would love to hear feedback more about this. You can just cover that up with whatever block type you want and power out your rails. And now your subway system is all good to go. One thing to note is that I said this works almost all the time. To get the minecart to come at the right spot, which is about half and half, if it's more than half not in this block, then it won't work right and it'll back up all the other minecarts. It has to be at least half onto this block, otherwise it won't work. So the way you do that is by making the minecart come in as fast as possible. You have to have straight, relatively straight powered lines coming in through here. That'll shoot it onto this track so that it breaks right. That may not work all the time though, so you want to have it coming down also to give it even more speed so that it stops properly on here. Because if you don't do that, it won't stop right on the track if it's empty. If it's full, it will stop properly, but not if it's empty. Since this is fully autonomous, you can also put chest minecarts on here and send it to another subway station with a person waiting on the other end. Or you can just have them constantly running like I do, and you can have someone jump in when they're ready. I'll show you that right now. You can have someone jump in when they're ready once a minecart comes around, and there's no need to have your minecart with you. You You just jump in when a minecart comes around, and it'll take you to where you want to go. So you can see right here, we have our line, hey, hey, take a look. This got backed up because there wasn't enough speed coming in. There were too many turns, and it didn't gain enough speed coming into that turn. Let's make sure there are no minecarts on here. But yeah, normally these just come around, stop here, and wait for you, then go to the next station. But it got broken again, so we'll have to work on fixing that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, drop a comment below if you enjoy this, and if you like it and want to see more Redstone tutorials like this, make sure to subscribe. Remember, Chris has the games, and Chris will see you next time.